Virtual high five.
Virtual high five. Okay, we are kicking things off, you guys. Anyone who is tuning in, however you're tuning in, Michelle and I want to welcome you to the first episode of the Good Life Girls. We had this really great plan to come up with a podcast. We actually ended up on this amazing vacation together in September and October of 2019. And while we were in Greece, we were like, we really should start a podcast. And then we came home a couple months later and we were like, we really need to do this. And I'll be frank, you guys, we had a really great plan. And then all of a sudden, coronavirus happened, COVID-19, and we found ourselves quarantined and stuck and unable to execute the plan that we had. That's our reality, right?
Mm-hmm. That is our reality.
So we thought, you know what? We're not going to let circumstances stop us. We're going to keep going. And so really what we're here to do today is kick things off and kind of give you a run through of what our goals are with the Good Life Girls, what you can expect in quarantine and then after, and maybe a little bit of background about who we are and kind of what we're all about. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, I mean, Michelle, our intention initially was to talk about how to live your best life.
Right. All the great things that we could be going out and doing, places that we could go visit, whether they were like local or abroad, travel, food, shopping deals, all of the things that were part of the life that we were living.
Right. And I mean, like we're still living that life. We're just really contained. So what you guys can expect from us is whenever we find a sweet deal or a life hack or something like that, we plan on sharing it. You're going to find us on a lot of different channels. We'll, I don't know where you're seeing this at this point, but you'll see us on Instagram, on Facebook, on Pinterest, and on YouTube to start. And however you want to connect with us is fine. Michelle and I are really excited about, connecting with all of you. But you might want to know a little bit more about who we are. So Michelle, I'd love to turn it over to you so you can give people a little bit of your background.
Okay, well, I am just a person who 4 years ago, circumstantially, I had to start building my life. My husband passed away suddenly and that meant I changed jobs. I was working as an event planner at the Paint Center and Gardens, and that just no longer was a position that brought me joy. There were too many personal memories attached at that place, and it wasn't healthy for me to stay there in my healing. And so changed jobs, and just changing life that many times became easy for me. And the motto that I had throughout all of it was to say yes. I took trips that I never expected to take, and I just did a lot of things that I never expected to do. And in that process, like, I think now that we're living a life that's suddenly and unexpectedly very different than what we had, I feel a little bit better to prepare for this because I've been doing it. The hard part for me is that everything that got me to this point, I have to figure out how to do differently. I can't go work out at the Y. That was always a great place to go because there were people, and it was a great place to go when it rained. Can't do that anymore. Having dinners with friends was great, and I can still do that, but we're doing it virtually now. We're not doing it individually. And I think that the hard part for me in all of this is so much alone time. And so, it's great to have something like this where we can do it together and interact with people in a different way and bring people into my life right now.
I think it's awesome. So you've done, I feel like we should round out some of your work experience though, because you put together some amazing things at the Pain and did an awesome job giving people magical experiences, from weddings to Christmas celebrations and everything in between.
Right. So yeah, I was really lucky to be at the Pain at a time when there was tremendous growth happening at the organization. So growing the weddings, growing corporate events, growing all of the things that we're known for, like Nutcracker in the Castle and Rooms of Blooms, got to be part of the teams that were implementing those decisions. And scary time, but also a really awesome time. And I think a lot of it was just jumping in and let's, that's a great motto for life. I mean, a lot of what we did at the Pain was just jump in and what's the worst that could happen?
Right.
And so you just think about that in life sometimes. What's the worst that can happen is, with this, the worst that can happen is nothing. We're putting something out there and we're creating. And I think you and I both have talked offline. We're very creative people and we want to be sure that this time is used in a way that brings purpose rather than just sitting here and watching everything happen to us. We're living history.
Right. And I was so excited to launch this when everything was normal. And then for the last couple of weeks where it's been not normal, it still feels like we have to do something to take control of like the experience that's happening. So
yeah,
I don't know. There's never a perfect time to do anything, to get married, to have a baby, to start a new job, to launch a business, or a podcast or whatever. So
never a good time.
Right.
You've done a lot of awesome things too, Mariah, and I think you should share a little bit of that with all of us.
So I feel like, thank you.
Yeah.
It's been an interesting process. For anybody who doesn't know who I am, my background is in branding, marketing, and operational leadership primarily. In the corporate space, I've worked everywhere from outsourcers and pharmaceuticals way back in the day to healthcare. And I really loved healthcare. It was awesome. And so right now it's hard for my heart because I still have so many friends in that space that I care about deeply. But healthcare was a wonderful space to be in for a little while from a branding and marketing standpoint. I moved into a nonprofit space and was the vice president of marketing for Goodwill, North Central Wisconsin. Phenomenal experience. The people and the mission and everything we were doing there was so cool. And I left that role a couple of years ago because 7.5 years ago, I launched a business of my own, which I thought was just going to be a cute shoe fund and retail therapy money. And it turned out to actually be a real thing. And it gave me the choice to have time freedom and flexibility. So I've actually worked from home and used that experience to start other companies and invest in other companies and be involved in the community in really cool ways. And, I feel like a lot of people tell me like that they think I'm so busy, and I don't think I'm that busy, quite frankly. I have a lot of things happening, but I manage like where all that time goes. And right now I'm missing all of them tremendously because it's hard to like normally be so like public and out there and like involved in all these things and suddenly be relegated to home and mom and teacher. So personally, I'm a wife and a mom. My husband is the love of my life and he's amazing. He's absolutely my favorite person. And so when Michelle was going through her journey of loss, I really felt strongly for her because I know that you and Dave had such a really strong and unique relationship.
You did. Yeah.
So like the whole thought of losing Bill, like I can't even, and he's phenomenal. So probably more about Bill later because he's currently like an internet phenomenon with all of his updates on coronavirus action.
His posts are awesome.
He's my husband is unique, you guys. He constantly surprises me. He's quiet, but like it just totally rocks my world. I love it. So we've got two little people. Ian is about to be 12 while we're quarantined next month in just a couple weeks. And Aaliyah is 8.5. Joy, sunshine, rainbows and ponies. They're great. I think a week and a half ago, I was like desperately upset to be home with them. So don't hate me, you guys, like I'm a parent, but like I also really like my space and freedom. And now we're all very together. And I did not sign up to be a teacher. So this whole new world of trying to educate my children and run businesses and keep my sanity and like, stay married in the whole process is not really what I signed up for. But anybody who's watching this has got to be in one of our boats, Michelle, where you're either like struggling and like have too many people, or you could use some more people in your life.
Right. Well, and I joke that, so I have no people. I've got nieces and nephews. I shouldn't say I have no people. I have nieces and nephews, sisters, brothers. They're all, my family is great. And I have lots of friends whose kids have adopted me as an aunt, which is awesome. But where I like want to help is the way I can't. Like I would love to adopt anyone's family and like be the substitute teacher. Like, could you imagine every day you've got like a sub going in, and like moms can then, or dads can then get their stuff done, and then here I am like helping along, but can't even do that because of the way this whole situation is. But
I mean,
for a minute I thought like, sub, like you can adopt me as your sub for a day.
dude,
And
if you're honest, or we're honest, I'm honest, I'd actually rather have you just come and cook at my house.
well, I can do
Because
that too.
I pretty much just want to eat everything that you post. And I'm like, why is this happening? Like, I have cereal and you're eating like a gourmet breakfast made of like whatever was in your fridge.
Well, I can talk about how I get to that point, because I do a lot of make ahead of time things and then just try to pull the ingredients out as I need them.
I need all of these tips. I miss restaurants in the worst way right now. I mean, obviously, like we're ordering out, we're supporting local, we're doing all those things, but it's just not feasible to do that for every meal. Mm-hmm. And like I'm used to, normally I have lunch a couple times a week with different people because it's business and it works. Right. And it, like, I don't know, the kids and I made a charcuterie board for lunch today because that's how the Myers roll. We miss cheese and meat and things. So
I need some meat for a charcuterie. I got plenty of cheese, but I need some meat. I've got a mental grocery list. I really need to go grocery shopping myself. But right now I've been having friends who are awesome help me out with that, just because I'm recovering from bronchitis and we don't want to have
no germ commingling. Like we need to keep you safe.
Right. So, everyone is being great and what can I get for you and everything like that. But at some point I just have to go out and do a big grocery shop for myself. And it's awesome. I'm like looking outside because there's some people that are coming over to say hi to me. And I don't think that they see me waving.
I love it. Well, here's the deal. We can wrap up and then you can say hi.
No.
We kind of need to do that anyway. So here's what you guys can expect. As soon as we learn how to edit this and get it up, we're going to do that. I can't promise this is going to be a perfect experience for anyone. It's new for us, but this is how you learn, is you do new things. So Michelle and I are going to work on that. We'll start getting everything up. If you have questions, please let us know. We've got all kinds of fun content that we want to talk about. Our mission is really to lift other people up, and we're really excited about it. So there'll be more to come.
We are, and there will be more to come. I look forward to it.
Good life, girls. Here we go.
Here we go. Awesome. Right. Okay, we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah.